87-year-old suffocates wife to death by sitting on her. Despite having been married since 1965, the years approaching what should have been their 50th anniversary were tough on the elderly Central Chinese couple. Mr. Jiang, aged 87, often had his meals at the local community center in their village in the Henan province. The meals at the center were provided free of charge, so it made sense for a poor retired couple like Jiang and his wife to take advantage of it. Problem was, his 80-year-old wife, Mrs. Jiang, usually wasn't able to make the long walk from their home to the community center. So her husband would make his way into the village to buy daily supplies and food, which he would later cook for his wife. But he'd always make a pit stop at the community center to at least enjoy a free meal himself. Mr. Jiang eventually struck up a friendship with an elderly lady who lived in the village. Then one day while dining in the community center, Mr. Jiang was surprised to see his wife totter into the dining hall. She hobbled over to his table and immediately accused the other woman of stealing her husband. Mrs. Jiang and the other woman were soon screeching at each other at the top of their lungs. When his wife returned home several hours later, she laid into him again, accusing him of cheating on her. Fed up with the accusations, Mr. Jiang began yelling at his wife, initially calling her crazy, and as the argument escalated, he pushed his wife down to the ground and sat on her. Pinning her down, Mr. Jiang held onto her wrists and told her to stop yelling at him and admit she'd been wrong. Neither stubborn spouse reportedly backed down, so Mr. Jiang told his wife he'd sit on her all night if that's what it took. And he did. When the couple's daughter came home the following morning, that's exactly how she found her parents. Only her mother wasn't breathing. Mrs. Jiang was rushed to hospital, but doctors pronounced her dead from suffocation, as she'd been unable to breathe deeply with her husband's weight pressing down on her diaphragm.
Your smartest, most insightful comments can win you $100 only at tomonews.net.